So we know the Dallas Cowboys want a quarterback and they might get one via a trade according to recent reports. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at A to Z Sports Dallas. We are talking quarterbacks today because, as far as we know, the Cowboys are targeting a quarterback at some point this offseason. Obviously, not to start because the Cowboys have Dak Prescott, but to back up Dak. And just a quick recap, the Cowboys lost Cooper Rush in free agency. They are unlikely to bring back Trey Lance because, one, they seemingly don't want him to be the backup quarterback. And number two, I don't think Trey Lance would be interested in a return to Dallas after he couldn't overtake Rush as QB2 in that organization. Now, the Cowboys are admittedly looking at quarterbacks in this year's NFL draft process, though it's unlikely they get one in the first 3 rounds just because they have so many glaring needs across the roster, which really puts them in an awkward spot, right? Because they don't have a 4th rounder, which means if they're going to take one in the NFL draft, they're going to have to wait until at least the 5th round. That is barring any trades where they could climb up back into the 4th round or anything like that. But long story short, they are unlikely to get any quality out of this year's NFL draft. This is why it makes sense for them to potentially make a trade at the quarterback position. And according to Jeremy Fowler, NFL insider for ESPN, they could be interested in Joe Milton. That is the Patriots' backup quarterback who was originally selected in the 6th round last year. Now, Fowler's exact words were, the Patriots are exploring a trade for Joe Milton, and I'm told several teams are interested. One team to potentially watch for are the Dallas Cowboys because they are looking for a good backup, a young backup with upside. They may not get it in the draft. Maybe they get it in a trade. Now, in this video, I'm trying to answer the question, is this something or nothing? Would this make sense for the Dallas Cowboys? And my answer is honestly, yes, it is something. And the reason why is I believe the Trey Lance trade would really resemble this hypothetical trade. Now, granted, these are very different profile players. One was a number 3 overall pick, and one point the Cowboys loved the upside. Joe Milton is a 6th round draft pick. So he's obviously not perceived the same way as Trey Lance was when the Cowboys got him, where everyone was like, well, you never know, right? With Joe Milton is a little bit different. He was a 6th rounder. However, Milton would resemble Trey Lance in 2 specific ways. Number one, there is some upside because the whole thing about Milton when he was a prospect for the NFL draft was that he had a great arm, that he was a great athlete, that had a lot of potential. If only he didn't have so poor accuracy, which is his main problem as an NFL quarterback. Now, Milton played in week 18 of last season versus the Buffalo Bills, and sure, it was a meaningless game, which is why he played in the first place, but he did complete 76% of his passes, so maybe some concerns about the accuracy have been eased a little bit, but the Patriots did go and get another backup quarterback, and the fact that Milton was basically the emergency quarterback, the number 3 on the depth chart, isn't exactly promising, though I would argue this in his favor. The Patriots had Drake May, obviously, and they had Jacoby Brissett. I think it was always very unlikely to have a game day roster where you had a 1st round rookie and a 6th round rookie for game day. It obviously made sense to have a veteran presence like Jacoby Brissett. So I don't hold that against Joe Milton at all. Now, the second way I think this would resemble the Trey Lance trade is, think about how that 2023 offseason went down. The Cowboys were looking for a backup quarterback option in the NFL draft. They just didn't get one. And it is very likely that this year they also do not get one. So whether it's before or after the NFL draft, I could totally see the Cowboys front office being like, you know what? We're not getting anything better than Joe Milton, who is entering his 2nd year in the NFL. And since he was a 6th round draft pick, it would make sense for the trade value to be similar or worse, right? Like maybe even a 7th they could get away with offering the New England Patriots. So in those 2 ways, I think it could make sense for the Cowboys. It's true that with Joe Milton, there is some upside, even though I understand everyone being skeptical about it. This is a move that actually could make sense for the Cowboys, and I would argue an upgrade over your current situation, which is Will Grier backing up Dak Prescott. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you again this week here at A to Z Sports.